Greetings and welcome. This is the May edition of The Place to Be. I'm your host, John Neiman, Executive Director at Father Carr's Place to Be. You know, they say that April showers and April snow showers and snowstorms bring May flowers. Well, you look at our beautiful set today, done by You Bloom, and we have wonderful, beautiful flowers here for our May show. Set design is provided by You Bloom, a wonderful floral shop. If you haven't been there yet, I encourage you to go down. A little shop on Witzel. He has so much of everything, reasonable prices, very highly creative. This show is also made possible through two financial sponsors. One is Father Carr's Place to Be, and the other is the Oshkosh Herald. We're so very, very grateful for the Oshkosh Herald because it brings you all the local news, all the community news, jam-packed with things. And we want to thank them too because they did a special edition for Volunteer Week so people could thank the volunteers in April. So they're a wonderful, wonderful resource for us. In this first segment, I wanted to talk about two things. Father Carr's fundraiser, which is the Bridge Walk. So the Bridge Walk will take place on Saturday, June 4th. And it's a wonderful, we call it fundraiser for Father Carr's. In the past, it's always rained on that day, but last year it was gorgeous, beautiful weather. You start out at Father Carr's and you walk across the bridge, get to see so many people, meet so many people. We have raffle prizes. We have lunch outside. This year we're so blessed because Miss Oshkosh is our official greeter for the Bridge Walk. And then entertainment by Lily Krieger, a very talented young lady. Last year she sang the national anthem and you would thought that you were on Star Search, seriously. Now I said Star Search, didn't I? You guys are thinking, what is Star Search? That was American Idol when I was growing up. It was called Star Search. But really, come out to Father Carr's Saturday, June 4th. The raffles begin at 8:30. The walk begins at 9:30. Please go to our website. Also, you can register on our website and get more information on Father Carr's website on our Bridge Walk. But really, it's a wonderful fellowship event. And like we said, it's a fundraiser and a great opportunity just to get together with people. There's also another area of business that I wanted to talk about briefly, and that's Cedar Yard Greetings. They contacted me before the holidays to talk about their unique business that they have, which they put outdoor signage in people's yards. It can be for Christmas, it can be for holidays, it can be for birthdays. They're so reasonable and they're wonderful to work with. They do so many neat things. I use them for Volunteer Week, and my sign was, "Our volunteers are superheroes." And it was eye-catching, very reasonable. You know, they serve Oshkosh and the surrounding communities. So if you're looking for a unique gift for that hard-to-buy person in your life, there's our Christmas one. I would go to them. Mother's Day is coming up in May. Everybody says, what do you get your mother for Mother's Day? You know, flowers, candy. Put a sign outside our house thanking her for all she's done for you, or saying, I love you, Mom. But there's an example of the Christmas Express one they did too. It's so reasonable and they're wonderful to work with. So a big shout out to Cedar Yard Greetings, who does wonderful work in our community. So that's my first segment. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to go to our second segment of The Place to Be. So stay tuned.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to the May edition of The Place to Be. This actually is our 9th show since I started this show, and I really appreciate the support from people who watch the show. Where can you see the show? We'll turn to Oshkosh Media, Life TV, Spectrum Channel 2. You also can see us on Roku or Amazon. And if you go to YouTube TV, just put in Oshkosh Media, and our shows will pop up. And it's very interesting because I get people all the time that will comment on seeing a show or seeing a topic and thank us for bringing these information out to the community. I also want to say, if you want to know when this show replays, go to the Oshkosh Media website. The calendar of events there is all the wonderful shows that they have, and you can see that our show, The Place to Be, airs 5 out of the 7 days of the week. And so I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy letting the audience know about all the different agencies in our community and how they utilize volunteers also. So speaking of that, good segue, my guest for this show is Crystal Coates, who's the gift shop and fundraising coordinator at Ascension Mercy.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi.
How long have you been in your role?
So I just started in November. Our current, I shouldn't say current, our last coordinator, she retired at the end of December. So I trained a little bit under her.
You did?
Yes, and then I took over in January.
What I think is unique about your role is you get to do a variety of things, so it's never a dull time, correct?
Correct.
So which one do you want to talk about first, the fundraising aspect or the gift shop?
Probably the gift shop.
Okay, let's talk about Mercy's wonderful gift shop. You enter Mercy, you're greeted at that desk by wonderful volunteers, and then you have the gift shop.
Yes.
Let's talk about your gift shop.
So the gift shop offers many unique different gifts. We offer jewelry, purses, we have different everyday gifts, seasonal decor. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for all your needs.
Yes.
It is volunteer run, so we have many different volunteers that staff it during the day. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So is that one of your wonderful volunteers right there?
Yes. She works on Tuesday mornings. Bev, she does a wonderful job in the gift shop.
That's a great picture because you can see a lot of the product
Yes.
that you also have. And actually, I said when people complained about masks, which they do, but I can see that she's smiling under that mask. You can see it by her eyes.
Yes.
You can see that she's a happy, wonderful person. So
Yep.
that's a great picture.
Yes, our volunteers love working there, and we have plenty of people that come in shopping. They just want to know, how can I work here even?
Yes.
And
so you coordinate all the buying and all that, or the
Yes.
scheduling too?
Yep. I do the schedule for the volunteers, and I also have to coordinate all of the buying of the product for the gift shop and the displays.
Is that not hard to do?
It is.
When I had a gift shop at another place, it was like, how do you decide what's in, what's not in, how much to buy, things like that? That it always made me nervous because
Yes.
you're using somebody else's money to buy stuff.
Right. And it's always changing. And for our seasonal decor, you have to buy it a year in advance. You put your orders in, so I've already ordered fall and Christmas for this year.
Wow.
So it's always nerve-wracking because, like, what you order, is it still going to be in style when it comes?
That's exactly right. And do you have a lot of storeroom space?
We do.
You do.
We have a back room to the gift shop, and then we also have some extra storage upstairs as well.
Okay. Let's see what other pictures we may have on our screen and then if you want to talk about them.
So this is some of our other volunteer areas at Ascension Mercy Hospital. So our transport area, they do a couple of different projects that different floors might ask for. We also have like errands. We have the 3 main desks. So when you come in now, we don't necessarily have screeners anymore. We have volunteers at the desks.
Oh.
So they'll direct you where to go. They'll look up if you're visiting a patient. They can give you the room number. They can call different departments to help you out. And run trays to different areas if there's like a flower delivery or anything like that.
And so, the biggest question that you always get, especially with me at Father Cars too, is people will say, are there computers to use? Do you guys train them
Yes.
on all the computers and what they need? So there's no fear there. Okay.
Yeah. And it's very minimal computer use, I would say, for the different desks. It's
Okay.
mainly just having to look up the patient room.
Okay.
So,
You know what I'm happy to see in these pictures too is an equal amount of men and women.
Yes.
Which is really, really nice to have. It's a nice mix of people then.
Yes. And we do have just shy of about 200 volunteers in about 70 different areas around the hospital. So it is a decent mix of men to women.
And you're bringing a lot of the volunteers back
Yes.
now. COVID kind of kept
Yep.
people away. So that's part of your job too, is to bring them
Yep.
back in.
Yes.
Okay.
So as we bring back different areas, I have been helping Amy, our Director of Volunteer Services, bring back the different areas. So we call the volunteers that used to volunteer, see if they're still wanting to come back, and then we put together a schedule, and then we're recruiting for active new volunteers.
Which in this day and age recruiting is completely different because of COVID.
Yes.
And what COVID has done and has brought in this world. So it's nice that people are coming back. Some people, when COVID hit, decided to retire.
Yep.
And do something else, and then to get the newer people in is great.
Yes. Yep. It's a lot more word of mouth and online resources, relying on our application being online and hoping that people find it on those different resources that we have out there.
Which I think is cool. The online one to me is cool too because everything's typed out. Because the hardest point, and I can speak from experience because I have the worst handwriting in the world, but when you get a handwritten application, these days, with people's email addresses, you can't tell what the email is or the phone. So to have everything in front of you and have it sent to you, to me, that really is a blessing. So what's your website for them to go to? Just go to Mercy's?
Yep. If you go online to Mercy's webpage, if you go to Ascension Northeast, Wisconsin, and then you'll see that there is the volunteer off to the side. It'll be underneath there where you can go volunteer now, and it'll have the application out there. It'll have the various information out there as well for you to look at. So.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
What are some of the volunteer areas that you're looking at now that you need to get more?
Definitely transport and the 3 main desks. We
Okay.
always need those staffed.
So is one of the main desks in the hospital? Mm-hmm. What are the other main desks?
So there's the main entrance, the North ER reception entrance,
Okay.
and then Oakwood, which is more of our clinic side.
Okay, and so what are the reception? Do their tasks vary, or are they all the same at each desk?
They're very similar. They vary slightly from desk to desk. But the main thing is greeting patients as they come in and directing them where to go within the hospital.
Okay. And then they can look up information on the computer if they need to.
Yes.
So I would imagine that the ER desk may be a lot busier than
Our
maybe,
general surgeries come in there as
Right.
well. So.
And so if somebody doesn't like something that they're doing, they can always switch around to.
Yeah, we can always take a look because we try to match a volunteer area to the volunteer. So if we put them in a position and it just isn't working there, we can always move them to a different area because we always want to find the best fit.
Right. Which that's what I think about all the areas that you have, which is really cool. So if I try something out and I don't like it, you have all these other areas that you then can choose from, because it's hard. You can go in. It's like being a college student sometimes. You go in thinking this is your major until you intern somewhere and try that major and you go, I don't like it. So we always say too, try volunteering on for size. If you don't like this, you can do something else.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's great. So then with the gift shop then, do the hours vary according to the volunteers, or do you have set hours?
We generally have set hours, so it's 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. If we don't have a volunteer, let's say they're out of town or something, and we weren't able to get a sub for that volunteer, then either I'll staff the gift shop, and if I'm not able to, then we might close a little early.
And your gift shop, let's face it, is located perfectly because people come in your entrance and there's the gift shop before they go up to the patient's rooms, which to me is a blessing, because most people, I find, sometimes they'll go to festival or another store, but if they know that your gift shop is located right there, they can easily get the item. And I do have to say that the one thing that I always liked about Mercy's gift shop is the religious items that you have there, because there is something for everyone. You have fun items, you have great cards, but the religious items really, are something that people want, especially the older people, when they're going to visit someone.
Yep. Then we also have the handmade items too by our craft group.
Oh. So do they meet? Do they meet at somebody's home, or do they do it right at Ascension?
Right at Ascension on Wednesday mornings.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Then. So what do you need? What do you have to be able to do to be part of that group?
So all you have to do is be able to craft, essentially.
So is it different crafts?
Yeah, they mainly they make our embroidered towels. They make different seasonal gifts. We have some like stuffed animal type teddy bears, I guess you would call them. We have various different items that they make. So they get together on Wednesday morning.
Do you provide the supplies, or do they bring?
Yes.
You do. Mm-hmm. Well, let's get that word out there because that is really, really cool.
Yeah.
When I was at my other place, people would crochet and knit, and they always said, "I wish we had a group where we could learn how to crochet and knit."
Yeah.
Well, here you have a group.
Yep.
Okay, so give them your number, and who should they call if they want to be part of this craft group?
So they'll contact the volunteer office because they'll have to become a volunteer. So the volunteer office's phone number is 920-223-0225. Again, that number is 920-223-0225. And then you can just ask if you want to be a craft group member, that you want to become a volunteer, and how do I apply?
That is so cool. My mother-in-law is 95 years old, and she, for the nursing homes in her hometown of Fond du Lac, and also for me here, she would do the hand-embroidered towels, which not many people do anymore. Right. And she was such a stickler because the back and the front had to look just as good.
Yeah.
But people love those because it's a dying art. Not many people do that anymore.
Yep.
That is really, really cool. So I hope you get a lot of people on that. Because handmade items are special anyway. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Right now we only have I would say between 6 and 8 ladies that come each week. And it used to be a lot more than that. We used to have 12.
Do they do any knitting or anything like that? Is that part of it? That is part of it?
Yeah, we do have some volunteers that knit on their own, and then they'll bring it in and donate it.
Okay.
They're like our off-site volunteers. But the craft group mainly makes the embroidered towels, and then they'll knit kind of like those teddy bear dolls that we do.
But I think what's cool about that is the fellowship, because you're bringing people together to get to know each other and to share experiences. That's really cool.
Yep.
Well, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah.
You talked about the transporters. What's another big need?
Well, one of the areas that we need would probably be the gift shop. So with being open Monday through Friday, we have 2 shifts.
Okay.
We do a 9 to 1, and then we do a 1 to 5. We used to do evenings, which was 5 to 7, and also weekends. We haven't had enough volunteers come back to be able to open those up. So as we get more volunteers back, we have been able to open up those shifts. So we have every other Tuesday right now as a 5 to 7.
Well, at least that's an option. But, that's hard because some people don't want to give up their evenings.
Right.
Or some people want to be busy. And sometimes in the evening, we're finding that out here too by us, is that there isn't as much for them to do.
Yeah.
So I think just what you're doing is great. And just to get the word out there with people that this is what you have and these are the options that you have. That's really, really neat.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk geraniums.
Yes.
A geranium is missing. Well, not really, because there could be some here on this wreath.
Yeah.
Geraniums are so cool. Let's talk about how people in our community can get geraniums.
Yes. So one of the big fundraisers that we do through the gift shop and the volunteers is our annual geranium sale. This sale happens every year in May. It's typically the Wednesday and Thursday prior to Mother's Day. This year, Mother's Day is early.
Yes,
way
isn't
early.
it?
Yes. So it's the Wednesday and Thursday after Mother's Day. So it is the 11th and 12th of this month. So pretty much 2 weeks from now, coming up quick.
Oh my gosh.
So we sell geraniums and greens from Harnick's Flowerland. They're all made especially for our sale. We pre-order them right around December, and then they grow them all for us, and then they're $5.95, $5.95 a piece. And the sale takes place in the corner of the parking lot at Mercy of Oakwood. So it's the corner of Oakwood and 9th.
Oakwood. So where the cancer center?
Yeah.
Where the
yep.
cancer center is.
Yep, kind of in that corner of the
Okay.
parking lot there.
So do they have to pre-order everything, or can they?
They don't have to.
So they could shop that day.
Yes. They can show up that day, shop whatever we have available, and go from there. Otherwise, we do have pre-order forms available at the hospital where you can pre-order the greens and the geraniums. And then the day of the sale, we have assorted potted plants, hanging baskets. We have various annuals available as well to purchase.
So can you get that form on your website, or can you email it to me?
Yep, it's
We will
on
not.
our...
Okay, we will not tell my wife that I'm doing
good.
this. But Patty's geraniums, she comes up with. Is there a variety of colors?
Yes, yep, we have, I think it's like 6 or 7 different colors.
She has the best colors, really. So Patty from Harnick. So, and
Yes.
the proceeds from this support.
Hospital and community healthcare programs.
Okay.
So they all go into the volunteer program and then to the foundation where they're used for programs within
Okay.
the hospital.
So again, you're buying a plant, you're beautifying your yard, but then you're also supporting a special program in our community.
Yes.
One is to help the volunteers, and one's to help the foundation.
Yes.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
What else do you want to talk about? You know, you're so easy. You're so easy to talk about. I think it's because you're passionate
Yes.
about what you do. So you found your
Yeah.
niche here at
Yes,
Ascension Mercy.
very much.
That's really, really cool. Okay, let's talk. How is Amy as a boss?
She's wonderful.
Oh, isn't that good? And we
Yes.
got that on tape.
She is.
Amy Bronson and I have known each other for so many years, and she's a wonderful resource. And I think
Yes.
to have someone like you on her team is great. What else do you want to talk about? We have a couple minutes left.
Sure. Well, besides the geranium sale, we do plenty of other fundraisers as well. We do different dine outs. After the geranium sale, we're going to have a Starla's seasonings. So they're like those little seasoning packets that you mix into cream cheese or sour cream.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. So throughout the year, we host a variety of different sales. You can always check out the gift shop because we'll have flyers up.
Okay.
We also have out on the webpage, we'll have like a link on to the Facebook for the information as well. And then you can order from any of those fundraisers. They all help support the community with the healthcare programs, and they help support the volunteer program.
Which I think is wonderful because volunteers give so much of their time, give so much of their talent. We should be supporting them.
Yes.
And that brings me to a segue. We can talk about 2 other groups you've gone to too. One is called Go Volunteer, which is Greater Oshkosh Volunteer. I'm stuck. Go Volunteer, but it's we're all leaders, volunteer leaders. We're all leaders of different not-for-profits, and we get together every other month at Father Carr's. I provide lunch. It's a great meeting, but we get to get there and discuss different topics with people, ask questions like, what's going on at your place? Can we make our volunteer form shorter? What are you doing for this? That's a great meeting to have. And then also, United Way has Coffee and Conversation, which is really cool. It's 8 o'clock in the morning at Father Carr's.
Yeah.
And they all get together, they share, they get to learn. Each month a different group presents what they're doing. So there's lots of different ways for all of us to get together and to learn from each other.
Right.
You know, collaborate is the big word.
Yes.
And we're not all in our own little silos doing what we want for ourselves. We're doing it for really the community and the people who are in the community. And that's what I really think is great about, you know, the United Way's Coffee and Conversation, or even Mike Luter and the Go Volunteer meeting that we have. If you want more information on that, you can always contact me. My personal cell phone is 920-279-9873, and I can give you more information on that. Also, if you know of a not-for-profit that would need a little publicity, give me a call. Let us know. We'll get them to be booked on the show, because sometimes there's smaller groups that you don't know that they're out there and what they're doing, and this is a great opportunity to do that.
Definitely.
So when you were growing up and going to school, is this what you thought you were going to be doing with your life?
I wouldn't say that this is what I thought I was doing. I was always a caring person.
Okay.
But I don't think that I pictured myself running a gift shop. But I've always pictured myself working within healthcare somehow.
Really?
So,
And you can tell that you're a people person, which is what you need to work with volunteers, because
Yes.
there's a wide variety of volunteers, from the young teens to the older, the golden oldies that we have that know so much and do so much. Speaking of that, then, do you still have your teen volunteer program?
so we don't have like a set teen program, but we are accepting volunteers ages 15 and up.
Okay.
So,
Which is nice, because when I was in that field at the hospital too, some people had specific teen programs in the
Right.
summer, and other people like us utilize teens all year round, which to me,
Yes.
I think promotes growth. You know, if you can have them there all year round and they're not fighting for a spot in the summer. Another thing that we used to get a lot was a parent would call for a teen and say, my son or my daughter has to do 10 hours of service. And that would drive me nuts a little, because I don't want them to have to do anything.
Right.
We want volunteering to be a positive experience.
Yes.
And so I would always try to find something unique for the teens to do to keep their interest, so they will come back.
yeah, something that they like to do,
Yeah.
incorporating their
right,
likes.
and knowing that you have so many possibilities at Mercy, at Ascension Mercy, that I think is really great, because
Yeah.
you can offer them a wide variety of different things.
Yes.
We still have a little time left. What's another interesting volunteer area?
I don't know. Well,
How about, I find that there's a lot of people that like to do newsletters or mailings. Do you guys do that?
no, we don't. We used to prior
to?
to COVID. We used to have newspapers.
Okay,
And then we kind of went away from doing newspapers when COVID hit.
which makes sense.
We're starting to get the magazine distribution up
Oh,
and going.
okay.
So we will have that running here shortly. And then one of the areas, I guess, that would be one that we would probably need more volunteers for is our ER area.
Okay.
So we have two different areas within the ER. We have the ER reception,
Right.
and then the ER department. So they either work at the reception desk, they kind of get the basic information from the patient of what they're there for, and then they give it to the registrar.
Okay.
At the back ER, they're kind of restocking the rooms and switching them over after the patient has left.
So if somebody's thinking of going into the medical field, or like a CNA, that would be a great opportunity
Yes.
for them to learn and to grow and to get that experience. I know I felt so old after two of my volunteers that I had at the hospital became doctors, and they started out as teens.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I know that I feel really, really old.
Wow.
But they got that experience, that hands-on
Yeah.
experience in the hospital to propel them
Yeah.
forward. So I thought that was really cool.
And they probably learned a lot from
Yeah,
it too.
definitely. I want to thank you, Crystal. This was very informative, really, really nice. You're easy to listen to. You're easy to understand. So if you want to volunteer, shout out your phone number.
Yes. So our phone number for the office is 920-223-0225.
And it's a great place. Ascension Mercy is a great place to volunteer, to try volunteering on for size. Remember their geranium plant sale. It's a great thing. If you forget Mother's Day, you can pick up a gift the next week and
Yes.
make it up to your mother. Thank you so much for watching. We're so glad that you watched our show. I want to thank our sponsors again. I want to thank Father Cars. I want to thank the Oshkosh Herald. And I want to thank you, Bloom. And I want to thank you, the audience, for tuning in and watching this, our May edition of The Place to Be. We'll see you again next month. Thanks.